Hey, welcome back to SDR Unfiltered. Today we're going to be talking about free marketing that you can put into action immediately. It's really interesting. I think a lot of us get held up by just the overwhelming plethora of options that we have for marketing. And you don't have to have Market My STR and StayFi and all that type of stuff to do marketing. There's lots of free things that you can do. There's no question using a tool like Market My STR, the sponsor of this podcast, is going to help you with doing all of this stuff from email marketing, direct booking sites, blah, blah, blah. You can check them out at marketmystr.com. But the number one thing, I'm going to run through 6 core things that are super easy to implement. And I'm going to start with one. I actually had that written down as number 4 that I mentioned in my Build Short-Term Rental Wealth Facebook group about maybe 5-6 days ago while I was on vacation down at one of my lake properties. And it's buy-sell trade groups on Facebook. Buy-sell trade groups are different than marketplace. And one of the things that's really important if you're going to leverage buy-sell trade groups, as I do, is number one, that you know the cities that your guests are traveling from. You don't need to know all of them, but you want to know at least your top 3 to 5 cities. I do 5, and then I rotate different weeks of posting into those 5. So I'm a member of about 10 to 20 groups in each of those cities. And I'm going to use Gulf Shores as an example just because I've been down there the longest. And Gulf Shores, Alabama. Number 1 city is Nashville just because it's a huge community that goes down to Gulf Shores and to Destin. But I live here, so I've got a little bit more influence and reach. And I'm in more groups here than I am other places. But my second biggest city is going to be St. Louis. So I'm in, I think, 14 or 15 groups in St. Louis. Number 3, I believe, is Dallas. Then Indianapolis, and that kind of rounds out, those top markets, right? So I'm posting 1 week in Nashville, then I go to Dallas, then I go to St. Louis, then I go to Indianapolis, and that happens every single month. I don't want to post into all of them at the same time. I want to rotate them to be able to pull people from different cities, and I don't want to spam them. So I'm not posting any more frequently than once a week. The other thing you need to do is if you need to take your previous post down before you post again. The most important part about using buy-sell trade groups is make sure you read the group rules. Many of these moderators or admins actually own or moderate multiple groups in these cities. A lot of them are real estate agents. So you don't want to, if you piss them off in one group, you're probably going to get banned from another group because when we do block somebody, there's a little thing at the bottom that says you want to block from other groups as well. So you can do that. But buy-sell trade groups, honestly, organically, outside of another form, we'll talk about email marketing later, it's my number 2 organic strategy that has really benefited my properties because I'm doing it right. I'm targeting the cities that are the highest traveled into my market. And I'm posting, very in-depth posts. So they're typically probably 700, 800, 900 words. I'm using emojis. I'm making it easy. And one of the other really important components is that I'm using Vrbo and Airbnb as the trust authority. I have way more details and even scripts and stuff you can follow on my Superhost library on that, but I just wanted to start off with that. Super important. Excuse me. Number 2 is simply ask your friends. Ask friends to share your listing. It's kind of funny and it really sucks. I've been an entrepreneur my entire life, and I know it's a hard ask. If they're a really good friend, they're going to support you. If they're one of those people that's always asking to stay at your property for free or to get discounts or whatever, then don't even ask that dude. I mean, that's not a true friend that's not supportive of you and your entrepreneurial venture, right? So I'm sure you have plenty of friends that you can go out and ask. And the easiest thing to do is say, hey, I'm posting this on my Facebook page. Would you mind just clicking and sharing it to your page? And just saying, oh, love the house or love whatever, just one sentence. Don't make them write out a whole thing. And if they do, then write it for them. It's really what we call swipe copy. Write the post for them, whether it's Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and just make sure that you're using the right platform to the type of buyer that you're trying to attract. If you're trying to attract business travelers, coming to an urban area, then Facebook's not the place I'd be doing it on LinkedIn. So just make sure that it's going to be platform specific. The other one that people don't think about is free stays. Like literally, hey, I'll let you stay for free as long as you post on your social media. And I'm not saying to do that now in the middle of the summer, but that's something that you can do and try to bank. So I do that quite a bit in the downtimes in the winter months when I know in January, February, I'm going to have a Monday or a Tuesday, unavailable, and I have some friends that have some type of influence. Hey, do you want to go to one of my properties and stay? And the only thing I ask in return is social media posts. Here's the critical deal. Make sure that you document and let them know what's expected in return. Is it going to be like one post on Facebook a month for 3 months? Are you looking for them to do a live broadcast? What is it? Be very, 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 very intentional on what you're asking them to do in return for staying at your property. And it's amazing. So really what that does is that's opening up a whole nother community that we don't have access to. So for like me in Nashville being my number one market, it's really number one market going down to Destin, Gulf Shores, along with Atlanta. Just really close to be able to drive in about 6.5 hours from Nashville, about 4 hours down to Destin, 3 hours, from the Atlanta market. So you want to look in the areas that all the demographic matches your ideal guest. So for me, it's like where I live. It's in the southern suburbs of both Birmingham and also Nashville. You don't just want somebody that's not in the same income bracket or whatever, just because you're golf buddies with them or your wife's a member with them in the Red Hat Society, whatever. Make sure they align with your ideal buyer. Both if they stay for you and, two, if they're going to do a free stay or if you're asking them to share to their social media accounts as well. The next thing is reviews. We really need to be diligent in following up with our reviews. If you watch my Superhost Sunday, if you didn't see it, you can catch that in, on the Build Short-Term Rental Wealth YouTube channel about 4 weeks ago, and it's about the guest transition. And one of the things is really the follow-up and making sure that we're getting reviews. Reviews are so valuable to our listings. Even if you've got 75 reviews and you're a 4.91 or 4.95, whatever, each time we get one of those reviews, it just adds credibility. It's like Kenny Bedwell says, it's like a popularity contest, and you want to be the big man on campus. You want to be the head cheerleader. You want to be the quarterback of the varsity football team. That's why reviews become really important. So I will also do discounted stays in the off time in exchange for those social media shares, but also to be able to build up reviews, because that's really important. And I'm not talking about doing anything against the Airbnb terms of service. It's just, hey, it's fine. I can give a 50% discount to anybody, and I want those reviews. So in the downtime, I'll do it. During the summer, absolutely not. So those are the first 4 things. The next thing is email marketing. It's really simple. Email marketing should be tied into a CRM. It's one of the reasons that I started Market My STR. So that way we can incorporate email marketing and, use Zapier to integrate with like StayFi. So you get everybody that stays at your property. That automatically syncs into Market My STR. You've got it in a CRM. So you can easily create these funnels and know the value of your marketing. That's critical, right? So email marketing can be free if you have a small number of on your contact list. You can go to MailChimp.com and get a free account. If you do want to spend a little bit of money, which I do advise, you want to look at ActiveCampaign or Market My STR to be able to do your email marketing. But it's the most valuable component of off-platform marketing that we can do, specifically for free to little cost, right? Most of you are going to probably have over 2,000 contacts. You're going to need to be spending a little bit of money, on email marketing. And as your contacts grow, the platforms are typically going to charge more. But if you have under 2,000, which a lot of you have if you're new, then you can go in and start emailing for free. And just to give you a quick pro tip, don't sell in your emails. Make sure that you're giving value, to your former guest, or if you're doing lead generation, let them make the decision to buy from you. Just kill them with value. So that's email. The last one I've got for you, it's simple, but a lot of people, like literally 70% plus of investors and hosts in the short-term rental space, do not brand their property. You're not naming it and you're not creating signage. It's one thing to name it. It's another to brand it. And that is really important, like a sign. All of my properties, whether it's my Elk Lodge, Dragonfly, whatever it is, they have a big sign in front of the house. Down in Gulf Shores and West Beach, my number one producing property has a 3-foot by 8-foot long sign, and it just says Dragonfly. And we have the Dragonfly wings and the logo. And it's a wood sign with a black border. And The logo's painted in black on the wood. It's really nicely done. My cabinet guy that built the house or did the cabinets in my new construction did the sign for me. And it matches the design of the property. So the property is white with black accents. So that black trim, the wood, it all falls into the branding component. And it's huge to where anybody driving by can see it. Then make sure you're branding in your listing as well. And show the sign, right, as an image in your listing. Talk about it. Hey, Dragonfly in Gulf Shores, Alabama. So that way somebody can go and find your property. If they're one of those savvy, astute guests that are looking to try to book direct, when they see your image, when they see the sign, and then you put it in the first line of your listing and you put, hey, welcome to Dragonfly in Gulf Shores, Alabama. Then they can go in and Google Dragonfly Airbnb, Gulf Shores, Alabama, and then they're going to be able to find it. So that's a free marketing tip. It is about branding. I do actually a lot of utility stuff in my welcome gift as well that's branded for all of my properties, from beanie caps and, ski markets in the winter. I'm not talking $20 beanie caps, like $3 or $4 beanie caps. Stadium cups that they can take with them, but also replace the solo cups. Koozies, chapsticks, sunglasses at all of my beach properties and that type of stuff, to where they take with them, and I get more brand impressions, something that has utility that they're going to continue to use or keep, to where I get more brand impressions. Those are really 7, I give you a bonus in there, 7 free marketing tips that you can get started on today. The biggest thing is just stop waiting. There's no question you need it. We all need off-platform marketing. So what are you waiting for? Get started today. Thanks for joining me on this episode of STR Unfiltered. Happy hosting, everybody. We'll see you.